Hi, everyone. Welcome to GRATITUESDAY. My name is Raina, and I'm a recovery coach here at Capital Recovery Center. Today, we're going to be discussing mindful gratitude. So I have an article here from mindfulgratitude.com. And let's see. So we're going to talk what is mindful gratitude. So it defines mindful gratitude here as the practice of looking up close at our sometimes messy, imperfect, busy, burdened, ordinary lives to see with fresh eyes the beauty, texture, depth, and color of our individual landscapes and the enormous contributions of humanity to our personal knowledge, progress, and well-being. It is the practice of finding, noticing, and, most importantly, deeply appreciating the unique meaning and magic that are intrinsic in our everyday experiences. So mindfulness and gratitude are popular buzzwords these days, and for a good reason. We are living at a pace that is faster and potentially more stressful than ever before in human history. Constant connectivity, 24/7 work weeks, and global competition have put us on high alert professionally and personally. With access to information from endless sources, including friends, family members, and passing acquaintances who are forever sharing their delicious brunches, fabulous vacations, political viewpoints, and everything in between through our social media newsfeed, taking it all in can be completely overwhelming. Just that paragraph to me is overwhelming. That's a lot, you know what I mean? And that's really how a lot of our lives are today. It's go, 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 go. And it's always about, trying to up-one someone or show off what you're doing and all these like surface things, right? Because most of these things with social media and even just everyday life is all about the surface. It's like who's got the nicer car, who's got new shoes. You know what I mean? It's just everything to show off what's going on the outside of us. But rarely do we see what's going on the inside. And a lot of times we find that we are so busy and things get so overwhelmed that we don't have time to sit and work on the inside. But, as somebody in recovery, and, if you are still in active addiction or you are in recovery, that, we have to put ourselves first. So, we can't do all the things there is to do in life, take care of the kids, go to work, cook dinner, take care of a house, like all these things that we're responsible for. It's not sustainable if we don't take care of ourselves. And for me, that was one of the downfalls of my addiction. I was, working a full-time job, taking care of 4 children, taking care of a grandmother who had dementia. My mother was in a car accident and was bedridden. So her being able to help me with my grandmother, it wasn't there. And I was actually helping take care of her. So there was no free time in my life at all. It was constant moving, constant going. And when I did have free time, it's just, I would sit down, I just need a drink. I need a drink. I just need to relax. You know what I mean? And I started to turn to that more and more and more instead of sitting down and saying, I need to take some time for myself. And, I've learned through recovery how important it is to put myself first. And don't misunderstand, it's not in a selfish way. It's just in a self-care way. And that's what that mindful gratitude is about. It's about doing it in a, healthy self-care type of way. Not about neglecting any responsibilities or, putting things off. It's just about taking the time to look inward. So how do we filter all of this? How do we turn off the resulting mind chatter so that we can prioritize and concentrate on what's important? How do we find clarity in meaning at work, at home, and in our relationships with ourselves and others? Scientists are now telling us what the great spiritual teachers have known for millennia, that practicing quiet mindfulness and authentic gratitude can have huge benefits on our mental and physical health, relationships, and emotional well-being. And it's true. There's the saying that a grateful addict will never use. And if you practice that gratitude, it's amazing how far it will take you in your recovery in your everyday life. So let's look at some of the benefits of mindfulness. Mindfulness is defined by the Merriam-Webster as the practice of maintaining a non-judgmental state of heightened or complete awareness of one's thoughts, emotions, or experiences on a moment-to-moment basis. Just connecting with ourselves. So this sounds easy. Actually, for most of us, being mindful takes lots of practice. You can start your mindful practice right now wherever you are. Just turn off your devices and quiet the noise for a few minutes. Sit up straight, close your eyes, or lower your gaze. Now just focus on the rhythm of your breath, or the sound of birds in your backyard, or the refrigerator humming in your kitchen, or the murmur of your colleagues at work, and notice how you really feel. Just notice, listen, feel, and directly experience your breath, or a sound, or the air. Directly experience what it's like to be living, sentient creature on this earth. It only takes a moment. You know, when I started coming into recovery, I felt like the noise would never stop. And trying to sit down and close my eyes and just, you know, decompress for even 30 seconds seemed almost impossible. I remember, like, I did an IOP program when I got clean, and it was for mental health, and we had days where we focused on recovery. And like, my one therapist would do group, and in the beginning, at the end of every group, he would have us sit, eyes closed for 60 seconds. 1 minute, just 1 minute. That minute felt like an eternity. I didn't even know how to keep my eyes closed without like looking, like head down, looking around the room. It was very difficult for me. But the more we did it, the more I practiced it, the easier it got. And slowly and surely, like, I was able to sit and just close my eyes for a moment, notice what was going on within me, around me, you know, and just kind of like touching base with myself to start, you know. And if you belong to a 12-step fellowship, in the beginning, you do the serenity prayer. It's the same concept. It's just taking that moment to close your eyes, you know, feel what's going on, find the gratitude, and put yourself in a better headspace. And you'll find that over time, it does get easier. So whether you notice the tenderness of your breathing body, the peacefulness of the quiet, a low-grade sadness, or a cramp in your leg, you will have discovered something. You will have paused long enough to attend to something beyond the stream of outer and inner chatter that can be so destructive to our well-being. Occasionally, you may find something truly amazing by paying closer attention to what is going on in the present moment. So in the present moment, it includes like a just feeling what's right then and there, you know, because, and you can do this throughout the day, because in the morning, it might be a little quieter in your head. You're just getting started for the day. You can just kind of wake up, take a moment to, like, you know, feel where you are and get ready for the day. You could do it at lunchtime, you know, lunchtime comes and it's like, oh, relief, I can take a break, you know, just sit with yourself and like, okay, this is what's going on in the morning, take everything in, and then like refocus. And do this as many times as you need to throughout the day, just to see where you are, see what's going on, see, you know, what you can like bring into existence and touch on. So scientists around the globe have studied the effects of an ongoing practice of mindfulness and discovered that they can be extremely powerful, improving your emotional and physical health, your relationships with family, friends, coworkers, and yourself, and even your brain function. So mindfulness is just an amazing thing, and you can practice it in different aspects of your life as well. You know, not just the focusing on the gratitude or, you know, just seeing what's around you. It can be used in so many different ways, and it's a really great benefit. So now we're going to look at the benefits of practicing gratitude. Feeling gratitude helps us to increase contentment, cultivate compassion, improve relationships, and feel better physically and emotionally. Expressing gratitude to others does the same, and it invites them to share in these benefits. When we say thank you to someone, whether for a lavish birthday gift or something as simple as holding a door, we are conveying respect, recognition, and reverence. So I'm going to break this down a little bit. So respect. I value what you have done for me or given me. It's just a matter of a small thank you. Or it can be as elaborate as, a gratitude letter, which we talked about last week and we discussed prior. So there's a lot of range and ways that you can convey that. Recognition. I acknowledge that you did it. You took an action, however small, to support me. Again, it can be as far as, thank you for holding the door. Small, right? Or it can be as big as, thank you so much for taking care of this for me, letting me, stay with you. I was having a hard time. Whatever the case may be, we find these little bits of gratitude in small aspects and in large aspects. And then reverence. I believe you are a valuable human being. Your actions matter. It's just realizing that, the people in your life and the things that they do for you are very important, and that they matter. That person matters. And being able to convey that to somebody, you know what I mean? You can thank somebody for doing something, or, you know what I mean? Like I always say, instead of saying, I appreciate that, say, I appreciate you. Because it's about realizing that the other person is important. Sometimes it's not so much what they did, especially with the small things. You know what I mean? Someone may have just you have to work through lunch, so someone else picked it up for you. You know what I mean? It's you can say that you're grateful for that. I'm grateful you went and got me my food. Or you can say that you're grateful for them. You appreciate them and the action that they took. So I think that's an important, decision to see where those two things fall when you're thanking the person for what they did, or you're thanking the person for who they are and what they're doing. And I feel that goes just a little bit further. So take that in. All that depth is contained in a simple thank you. And the opportunities to say thank you are endless. Even on our worst days, if we look closely, we can find a reason to say thank you to someone or to be thankful for something. From toothbrushes to major appliances, from movies to milkshakes, from our favorite sweaters to our favorite songs, there are an unlimited number of human inventions and creations that make our lives easier or prettier or more comfortable. And there are people in our lives that make things easier and prettier and more comfortable. And those are the important things. So it says to consider this passage from Mindful Gratitude, Practicing the Art of Appreciation. Look around at the things that surround you. How many human hands did it take to create whatever you were looking at? How much human thought, creativity, planning, decision-making, skill, talent, and investment did it take to manifest each item within your sight? And when you look at that, I know a lot of times that we have all these things, right? And they're just our things. We don't think about, who put it together, who designed it, who operates the machine that makes it, who built the machine that they operate to make it. You know what I mean? And it starts to crumble down to one common thing. It's another person. There are other people responsible for everything that we own in our lives. So it's kind of eye-opening to look at things that way. And every step from new idea to product on a store shelf, our favorite things are touched by the hands of individual people, each with his or her own story. People who got up for work on innumerable unmarked mornings and despite their personal challenges, feeling tired, sick kids, an argument at home, went to work and did their bit to produce the items that we love and rely on. When I really stopped to absorb this concept, the realization that I am never alone truly takes my breath away. My entire reality is covered with the miraculously distinctive fingerprints of millions of people whom I will never see, but whose daily work is visible, audible, and tangible in my home, my office, and throughout my whole community. In every moment of every day, there's an endless chain of individuals across the globe and all over my community working to meet my needs. And like across the globe, like it just spans, you know what I mean? A lot of things that we own are made in the US. So now you're talking about a global aspect of, you know, these things coming down to one person who may be hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of miles away from you. There's that connection. It just pulls everybody together to, you know, create and deliver and own like all these different things in our lives. If we started looking closely for all the reasons we could say thank you to one another, we could generate some seriously positive feelings on this planet. Simply saying thank you more often would immediately elevate the tone of our public and private discourse, allowing us to bring more respect, recognition, and reverence into our workplaces, homes, public squares, and relationships. You know, that practicing gratitude, like I've said this before, it's like the ripples. You know, when we're in active addiction, the negative, toxic, like things that we do to ourselves, those things ripple out to other people. Sometimes we don't realize it. Sometimes we do, and we just aren't in the position to either care or do anything to change it. But, you know, when you flip that script and, you know, you show that gratitude and that thank you, those things ripple out as well. You know, you may be in line at the store and somebody's having a bad day and, you know what I mean? You like just turn and pay for their coffee or you hold the door. It could change something in them. And then they can in turn, you know, put on a smile for somebody who's coming into their job who's not having a good day. And then you put a smile on that person's face and they can go home. It's just this thing that we pass it down as we go. Even on a day when you can't think of a single reason to feel and express gratitude for humanity, there are always the mountains and the trees and the lakes and the oceans and the sun and moon and stars for which we can express our awe and wonder and gratitude. Endless possible ways to express and, you know, show gratitude in a world. And in a world where many of us are coming from a very dark place and are in desperate need of something brighter, something to, you know, change us, to show us the hope in the better ways. So you never know where your gratitude, you know what I mean, can send somebody. So, you know, when you think about it as a person-to-person thing instead of just a you thing, it's really an incredible phenomenon that gratitude creates. So I want to thank you guys for joining us today. As always, please come in and join us. We love to have people in the office to join the groups and discuss things, you know, together. And, you know what I mean, hopefully show some gratitude and make some change in somebody's life, whether it's your own or someone else's.